asked all the time, what does drams mean? What is drams? First and foremost, it's pronounced drams,
Not drums.
not drums.
What you got in your dram, what you got on your arm, what you doing for cause, how you doing on your frequent flyer miles. Life is too short to let it all pass you by. We stay at destinations, planes in the sky, we social media stars, smoking Cuban cigars. Up at the bar, sipping Black Maple Hill. Classic brim, rock the finest of linen. Exit the party, step in Maserati. We took an oath to stay fly. From Minnesota to Dubai and everything in between. Be inspired to live your dreams by the one and only Drams team.
Would you care for a dram?
Welcome to Sticking a Bump. It's
Welcome.
episode 10. Man, we got
Finally,
here.
you get the damn episode correct.
Yeah, this is episode 10.
Congratulations on that.
Hey, listen, man. Come on now.
You always say, "What episode is this?"
What episode is this?
That
I
deep
don't know.
ass, Barry White ass
Hey,
voice.
listen, man.
What
Don't be mad. Don't be mad because I got a voice like a man.
What episode is this?
Yeah, I got a man's voice.
Man, you sound like a mechanic. You ever put something on that muffler? You sound like a mechanic. Anyways, man, welcome to Sticking the Bump, episode 10. This is the episode I've been waiting for the longest, man.
Why you been waiting for it so bad?
Because I feel like this is one of the ones that are gonna be the most memorable for us.
Well, first let's tell the people what we're drinking.
When we're drinking on this Weller Antique.
Yeah, this Weller Antique that I forgot I had.
Yeah, this fool, I'm like, hey, I get some of that Weller.
Hey,
I ain't got no.
I got all the good shit, so I forget I have some.
Man,
of
I'm
this
like,
stuff.
dude, it's right there. Oh, I forgot I had
I
this.
forgot I had this. It's real
Man,
good too.
yeah,
Hey, bro, Toast. Shout out to you for letting me know I got this. Ting. Good job.
Man, shut up.
Good job. Good job.
Anywho.
Good job. Hey, you look good today too.
Man, you know, let me
You
go
look good
ahead.
today too.
You know.
I'm not about to razz on you too much today. You looking good today. You been taught well. Good job. You look good.
Yeah, you take credit for
Yeah, I take
everything.
credit for every fucking thing.
Yeah, take credit for everything. Anyways, man, back to what I
You're
was
good.
saying.
You taught well.
We this is episode 10, man. This is exciting. And I want to go ahead and just
What's
jump
exciting
right
for
into it.
us? It's exciting for us. May not be exciting for everybody.
Yeah,
and by the
right.
way, I'm smoking on this Padron Anniversary Series 1964.
And for the third episode of the row,
We ain't lighting it up in here.
I am Stickless.
I ain't me sticking a bump. We just bumped. What the hell?
Bump.
Okay.
All I need is the bump.
All right.
I got the bump.
What we jumping into today?
Well, I teased the last episode about the about marriage
Uh,
would be the topic of episode 10,
Hmm.
and I feel like it's a great topic, and due to all the questions and stuff that I've been receiving about this particular topic, so I've been kind of holding off and waiting, and then we're gonna go ahead and release it today.
right. Well, let's hope you got something good to say then.
Well, no, I got these words.
Hey, let these folks get these words.
They don't want to. They don't want me to have these words.
They don't want me to have these words.
I got these words. So, without further ado, first question was from a young lady, and she said, "And what is the if marriage is not the goal, then what is?"
If marriage is not the goal,
Yeah.
then
So
what is?
in a relationship,
With women, yeah,
in a relationship, yeah. If marriage is not the goal in a relationship, then what is? Go ahead and get my swirl on here. See the color.
That's a good question.
Go ahead.
To whoever the young lady is that posed that question.
Smell it.
So
Smell
this is what I would say.
Smells delicious. I'm listening, play, but I'm gonna go because I'm I'm an asshole. So.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna let you go first on this one. I'm gonna let you go first.
You let me go first on this
Yeah,
one?
I got some thoughts about this, but I want to see where you go with it first.
Well, I'm gonna go like this. No, it's not the goal. It's not the fucking goal. To everybody, right? Everyone's different. Everybody has their own
Right.
way of dealing with their relationships. But for people, you can't push marriage on people and put an expiration date and all that kind of stuff and say, well, if you're not trying to get married and why are we together, then break up. Like I don't see. You're not about to pressure someone to get married.
I think, especially the young lady that
Yeah, you
asked the
can't.
question.
It's not
I
the
think,
goal. It's not
I
the
think
goal. The goal is to
for
live.
a lot of people, is to get married. But this is the way I'm gonna answer the question. I don't mean to get too confusing or make this convoluted at all, but I think
people have these strange ideas about what marriage is, and I think that if anything, the better question is, what's the goal of a relationship?
Exactly.
So the goal of a relationship, to me, is partnership. That's what I think the purpose of a relationship is. I think the whole marriage concept has been romanticized so heavy for so long that people think it's this fairy tale that some man is gonna come through, sweep you off your feet, be good looking, rich, be responsible for circling all your needs, protect you, be responsible for your emotional well-being, make you happy. Women have been told for years that they can have it all. And it just ain't possible. These is Jesus level requirements, man.
Jesus level.
No, I'm serious. These are Jesus level requirements. How can you put that on another human being to be responsible for your emotional state?
You know why?
It's absolutely ludicrous.
Ludicrous.
It's not even, it doesn't even make logical sense.
They don't care. They don't care.
Well, they don't care all the way up until they're filing for divorce.
And signing them papers.
And signing them papers, right?
Yeah.
I think we're going to marriage with the wrong idea. You and I both have been married before.
Yep.
And we know all about this, right?
Yep.
You're trying your best to live the fairy tale and do what you can and blah, blah, blah. But how does it end up?
Divorce. So just to make it completely honest, you end up in divorce.
And why does it end up in divorce?
Because I personally do not feel that marriage is necessary.
Okay.
I don't feel like I feel like marriage is one-sided when it comes down to now. Like it's not how it used to be back in the day.
No.
Everyone played their role back in the day.
Yeah.
Right? The women had the kids in the house taken care of.
Very defined roles.
Very defined role, and it made everything simple.
Okay.
It started changing when this feminist movement came in. Now I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna tell you why. And actually, Dave Chappelle said something similar to this. Back in the day, the feminist movement was about equal rights for women, which, right? Equal pay, things of that nature, right? Voting, all that stuff. That's a no-brainer. But it switched when it became more of a us against the men type of thing. About, well, we don't need men for this. We don't need men. We don't need men. We don't need men.
Right.
So what happened was it forced men to adapt. Before, back in the day, men wasn't washing, cooking, cleaning, none of that, because we had our spouses to do all that. So now we're growing up having to do all that because women are saying, well, why can't you do it? So we did. At this point, what do we need you for? If we can do everything ourselves, now same thing with women. If they can do everything themselves, take care of everything, then what they need a man for? So it's a war going on right now. Everyone's at war because it's a standstill because it's like waiting on you to move. No, you move. No, you gonna move. Because nobody wants to budge first.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
So with that being said, when it comes down to marriage, it's like, okay, then what am I getting out of this? Like, what am I gonna to get out of this marriage? I'm giving to you because men don't grow up fantasizing about getting married.
No. And in most cases, men feel like getting married, you're making most of the woman's dreams come true.
Exactly.
You're getting her the house, the
all
monogamy,
all of that. And we're not going to, monogamy is a whole, and I want to touch on that as well. Because women force monogamy onto men because they want to have a perfect marriage, perfect life, kids, all that crap. So they say, hey, we want to be monogamous. We don't want you to be shared with anybody else. That's their prerogative. They're okay to want that. But with that being said, are you prepared to handle all that man's needs without complication. Meaning, if he comes home at night and he wants some ass, are you willing to give that man some ass?
Ladies, are you willing to give that man some ass?
Are you willing to give that man some ass without getting an attitude?
Without complications?
Without complication, right?
Huh?
Say, for instance, he wants to have sex 3 times a day. You know, obviously he probably ain't working, but it ain't the point. 3 times a day, he wants to have sex 3 times with his wife a day, and she says, "I'm tired of having sex." Well, you my wife. You know, you signed the papers. We supposed to be doing it. Or,
What's the or?
Or, give me a side chick. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and most women ain't gonna sign up for that.
No, for sure.
Or whatever. And I want to go back to something you said earlier about just what my ideas are concerning marriage. I feel like, again, marriage is about partnership, right? And I think where we started messing up in our culture is when we started marrying for love.
Yeah, it's the absolute worst thing to possibly do is marry for love.
Ever since that happened about 400 years ago, marriage has had the worst success rate as it's ever had in human history. And this is because marriage don't have a great deal to do with feelings when you think about it. It's partnership.
It's a partnership.
It's you coming together with somebody else to accomplish something. And if the only reason you're wanting to get married is because you want someone to go to the movies with, you don't want to be lonely, I need someone to do for me what my dad didn't do.
But that's the thing. A lot of times it's not even that simple. What it is it's something so immature and petty as just flossing right on social media.
Yeah. If these are the reasons you want to get married, look, let me take my glasses off. Look right at the camera. It's not going to work. Shit ain't gonna work. You're gonna end up divorced.
Like me.
Because you have the wrong concept of what marriage is intended to be.
Yeah.
It's not about feelings.
It's not.
It's about business. That's the point. You coming together with somebody else who has resources that you don't have. You have resources that they don't have. You come together to create something, right? Even kids in a practical world had a practical application. People had a lot of kids back in the day because you needed help on the farm. You needed help building whatever you're doing.
At a small African village.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But nowadays, everybody is looking for someone else to be responsible for their happiness. And they're getting married with those ideals in mind, right? And when they come to the reality that ain't possible, then all of a sudden everybody, I've fallen out of love, or I can't do this no more, or irreconcilable differences. And most of the ladies are the ones falling for divorce.
Everything has, to me, I feel like everything has an expiration date. Me personally. Like, even, there's no way in hell that you can wake up every day of your life and look at your partner and say, "Oh my God, I'm so in love." After year 3, you get tired of looking at this person.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it's not like you don't love them. You're just tired of looking at them. So if you're tired of looking at them after year 3 in a marriage, then that's when shit starts going downhill. Like, people don't, and I'm gonna say this. I don't think, obviously, people that never been married before don't understand what marriage is, right? So like me, I got about 15 years into my marriage before I got a divorce. That's a long time to be with someone married, and then all of a sudden it's not there no more. I mean, I don't want to use the word wasted because that's not the right, but that's the only word I can think of right now. Of 15 years of my life. I mean, I got my kids and stuff out of it, and those are a blessing to me. But all my 20s and stuff are gone. So we're gonna look at it like this: you want to get married to someone. It don't work out. Okay, why did it didn't work out? Because you got tired of them. So now you got all that time in wasted. I feel like if you're gonna get married, you got to make sure, like you said, like it's a win-win for both parties.
You have to know where you're headed.
You have to know
as a marriage. You got to know what the goal is that's bigger than the two people involved. Because if you don't have a destination for your marriage, or if you don't have an end goal for your marriage, you're going to end up. This is why most people end up divorced, because it starts boiling back down to feelings, because you're tired of looking at them like flimsy shit like that. I'm tired of looking at them. I want a divorce.
I don't want to do this no more.
But for people who had a defined purpose for getting married, those are the ones that tend to stay together. For example, you look in the old days with arranged marriages and stuff like that. People didn't care all about all that love and
they figured it out later.
They figured it out later. What they were looking at is survival. Like your family is good at farming. My family's good at warring. We'll protect you. You'll feed us. It was about surviving.
Yep.
And marriages like that stay together. And the people decided that they loved each other later. It wasn't about all of that. And we got this Disney version of what marriage should look like, whatever. And it's messing people up. And I don't mean to pick on the ladies, but I think it impacts you guys even more.
80%,
because,
like 90, it's a higher as rate compared to men.
Yeah, because you guys are raised to believe that there's some guy out there that's going to give me everything.
Yeah.
And that's not what a guy's role is.
The funny thing about it is, if you ask the female and say, hey, or, why you want to get married? Or, what's the reason why, why you want to get married? I guarantee you they cannot break down one, specific reason why it's a good idea for both parties involved to get married.
Oh, they can tell you what will be good for them.
Exactly. They can tell you why it's a good idea for them. And most of the time, they still can't even tell you that. You won't hear someone say, you know what, because I feel like I'll be a great partner, a great mother, a great wife, to my husband. You would never hear that. And I guarantee you now that I said something and this airs and people start reading it, then they're going to use it as an excuse to say something. But before that, if you ask right now, why? They can't tell you why. They can't tell you why because they don't know why. They just want something. With that being said, they're not prepared for what comes along with that title of as a wife, because we are bottled into a title. Like when you get married, the husband title, they already expect that from us anyways. So like as a boyfriend or whatever, they expect us to be husband-like up and all the way to marriage. So it's already out there for us what we need to do, providers, protectors, whatever the stigma is against what men's supposed to be, that's what they expect us to be. With women nowadays, it's like, what are you doing? Like, you just want the ring and a big wedding so you can floss in front of your friends.
It's the flossing rights. It's the rite of passage to say that I've arrived as a woman.
What are you doing?
But that's not marriage. That's not what it,
exactly.
That's not what it really is.
It's not. That's why I talk. Me, I'm always talking stuff, but my posts always have a meaning behind them, even though it might be humorous or whatever. But I posted something a couple months ago about women getting engaged, but they wind up having they ring on the wrong hand. Like, you don't even know what hand to put the damn thing on. How are you putting it on your right hand when you're supposed to be in your left hand? You taking pictures with the ring of engagement on your. So this man said, "Would you marry me?" He put it on the wrong hand. That's y'all right there. It's already doomed. He don't know what goddamn hand to put it on.
Yeah, I think marriage has been kind of made a joke.
It's a big joke
in our society, in our culture now, because everybody, will run and get married. And to be totally honest, ladies, I'm not speaking for all men. I'm speaking for a lot of men. Most men don't want that shit.
No,
they don't want it.
They don't want it.
They're doing it for you because they know that's the only way they'll keep you.
We have the most to lose. Now, obviously, there's cases where, there's wealthy women that married men that are not, and he got half. Okay. But for the most part, it's the other way around. So in actuality, we stand to lose the most if there's a divorce. Look at what's the CEO of Amazon.
So look at Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. Now, these are wealthy men, but there's men also that are in a 6-figure club, right? that will still get hit hard if there's a divorce, if there's no papers involved. But and in the woman's eye, some women look at that as disrespectful if you ask them to sign a prenup to protect your investment, right? So that's the business side of it. If you're going into it, I'm worth $100 million. You gonna sign these papers?
You signing something?
You signing something because you're gonna get exactly what your ass came in with. A bag.
Some luggage.
And some luggage. Now, don't get me wrong. Me personally, if I would, give her something. But is it worth half? No. Now, if she helped build the,
that woman ain't make one beat.
That's what I'm saying.
For Drake.
No
offense.
No, she ain't made one beat. One damn beat.
She ain't had to get into a fight with Suge one time.
And that chick didn't ship one package from Amazon, and she got Bezos, whatever his last name is.
I don't know what his wife was doing.
She cashed out, and now she got married to a teacher. So the teacher is benefiting from the money that
teacher's balling out of control.
Right.
Toast to that teacher. Get your money.
I'm just saying, like it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. It doesn't add up, because it seems like it's completely aimed for the pleasure of the female, and the men are just taking it. We're just taking it and just accepting this shit. Like, oh yeah, it's just.
I love her, man.
I love her, man.
We do nice things together.
But hey, you love her? Yeah, I love her, man. Did you sign a prenup? No, man. Oh, you don't love it. Okay, see how much she love your ass.
Yeah, it's tight out here.
Yeah, because she don't love your ass when it's time to sign the paper. She gonna take half.
It's tight out here.
What did Eddie Murphy say? Yeah, and he was like, half. He woke up having a bad dream. Half. That's how it be, man. I just don't see it.
No, I just think, marriage is crazy. I just think it's, for one, I think it's way too easy to get married. It's harder to get a driver's license than to
get onto the courthouse
to get married. And marriage, you have the potential of ruining somebody's life far greater than having a driver's license. I think they should take people through the ringer before they get married to make sure this is the right thing that they should be doing. They should be having questions asked to them like, woman, if this man ever steps out, or man, if she ever steps out, are you gonna get a divorce? These things can be thought of before you get married. And I think if there's no purpose driving the marriage, you really have no business getting married.
And we're not and
buy a dog.
Buy a damn dog. But look, check this out. We didn't even touch on one of the most important parts of marriage. What's that? Sex.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show a clip. All right. And I'm gonna, play the clip, and we're gonna see what I was talking about. I teased last week and I said, hey, there's a woman that said sucking her man's thing, her husband's thing is disgusting. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this clip. Check this clip out.
Like sex. Like we talked about the realities of like sex when you're married. Like
so sad.
Like I used to talk to my marriage friends, and that's what I'm like. Is that really?
You judge them when it's not you. You're like, not gonna be me,
right? You're like, really?
Yeah, it will be.
Like, like you don't like to give blowjobs anymore, and
oh God,
right?
The thought of blowing someone you're married to is so repulsive. It's so it's like it's too much. It's inappropriate.
No, something happens because a lot of us, like, I used to love doing it. And a lot of my female friends, like, when we were single and dating.
The first 3 weeks.
And then all of a sudden, it just doesn't become appealing.
Oh, because all of a sudden you realize what you're doing. Like, and you're like, oh my God.
What's the point?
Well, it just seems so dirty and so inappropriate and so uncalled for when you're married. You're like, you want me to do what? With that? Never. I mean, I'm always like, find someone. Don't you have a friend or a masseuse that could take care of this?
So after y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that clip. This is the stuff that men have to deal with when it comes down to marriage, because the women get comfortable, they got their prize, and then all of a sudden they don't even give a damn no more, but then get mad when this dude got a side chick.
I mean, there's a lot that can be said right there.
I'm just saying, you can't say publicly that you don't like giving your husband head. But then again, she also said that, you know, she's okay with a mistress. This is what I'm saying. Like, it grosses her out that much.
She's okay.
She's okay
with him having another woman.
For him having another woman. But this is the kind of women that men are looking forward to get married to. Like, I'm so sick of it being one-sided and biased when it comes down to a lot of subjects, man. And this is one of them. Because it seems like we don't get a say-so. And it's actually, we control it.
Yeah, men control access to marriage.
Yes, we control all that, but it's like we don't get the say-so because we just don't care because we're defeated. Like, think about it. Think about it. How many men are involved in the planning of the wedding? Not many.
Not many want to be.
Not many want to be because they say, I don't give a damn, do what you want to do. Because in actuality,
we don't want that shit.
We don't want that shit.
No.
We don't care.
Men ain't growing up dreaming about
no
wedding ceremony.
We're not. This is a fairy tale shit for the female.
This is all for women.
All for women. That's it. And I don't personally see, until someone can tell me how it will benefit me as well as you to get married again. I don't see.
I think that's a valid question. That's a question that should be asked up front. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Both parties need to understand clearly define benefits for both people before you get married. Just get married to have someone to not feel lonely. You're going to get a divorce. That's a bogus reason to sign your life and hitch your wagon to somebody for life because it's supposed to be for life. That's absolutely crazy. It needs to be something a little bit deeper than that, for sure.
And the thing about it is, I feel like a lot of women all feel like they wifey, like they wife material.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even if we want to go with the traditional standards of what a wife's supposed to be, about 2% of the population of women are actually doing that. But here's the thing, right? So we have the innocent bystanders. Innocent bystanders are women that are actually technically would make an awesome wife, right? But they have so much filth they have to compete with. So much filth.
Ton of filth.
Filth that they have to compete with.
Ton of filth.
That they get overlooked. They get overlooked by so many men because of the filth. Because of the filth.
Men are gravitating toward the filth.
Now, the problem is
the filth farm.
The filth farm. We get tired of the filth eventually, right? Some do, earlier, some do later. But then it's like, okay, now what? What do we do now? Now that the woman probably married to somebody else, it's whatever. But then the filth is fun. The filth is when you are a male and there's filth in front of you, you're gonna choose the filth.
Most men gonna choose the filth.
God dang it, the filth.
Most men are gonna choose.
I like the filth. I enjoy filth.
You filthy.
I'm a filthy mother. I love filth, and most men do. But it seems like the women that are honestly don't. I'm just being honest. The women that are marriage material aren't that filthy.
Yeah, no. Most of them aren't too filthy.
They're not that filthy, right? And a man has
a lot of filth in him.
Yes.
That he needs to express. And if you're in a situation where the filth ain't rampant, there's a lot of men just have trouble being happy.
And then, but the thing about it is that the filth. The problem is the ones that are filthy.
You don't want to marry them.
You don't want to marry them chicks.
No.
Every
day. They filthy. If they willing to be filthy with you, they filthy with everybody.
Every day I see a woman online vagina. I see the vagina in my feed somewhere in the booty.
You need to quit following porn sites and shit, man.
That's my business. Okay? So, but you see that every single day on social media. And then those be the same ones that don't understand why they're looked at one particular way. We touched on this in many episodes. Those are not wifey material. You know what really pisses me off too? We're on subject, but it just randomly pops in my head. The ones that are girlfriends, but they feel like they shouldn't do something because they're not a wife. Like, I haven't upgraded to wife yet, so I'm not gonna do that.
Do XYZ
Yeah,
until
yeah.
Yeah, I never understood that concept because if you're not demonstrating wifey behavior, then who's gonna want to make you a wife?
To me, that's the most common sense answer. Like what? What do you mean? So I'm supposed to take a shot that you're gonna do this?
We're gonna just roll the hose with marriage?
Just roll the dice and say, okay. Come on, man. That's no.
We ain't going.
We're not doing that.
We
That's
ain't
the
going.
dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's stupid. I don't even entertain comments like that.
Yeah,
Well, once he married me, then I act like
So that means if you ain't gonna do it now, you ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, you ain't gonna. You gonna magically become a wife after a ceremony.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing. I ain't going.
So to answer the original question, no, the marriage is not the freaking goal. It's not the goal.
It's not the goal for most men. I'd say when relationships are the topic, I think the goal should be partnership.
Yeah.
That's my easy answer.
I mean, unless you can come to me and say, "Hey, Mike, this is why I'll make a good wife to you." And I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then this is why I'll make a good husband. Then at that point, we can start talking. Until then, I don't want to hear it.
Yes, and please don't let your answer be limited to just sex.
Yes,
That's
because
not-
literally, that's why men.
Stop.
That's why men that actually have, when a man has, he has his own crib, own car, nice job, fashionable, handsome, can cook, he can clean, he can do everything that that needs to survive. This is why he asks you, what do you bring to the table? Because I don't need you. You are here because I want you to be here. I don't need you to be here. So if a man says, "Hey," then the only thing you get stumped and you can't say anything. Well, I'm smart and I have a degree in finance and all that. Men don't give a damn about your degrees. We don't. It's nice to talk about, but that's not gonna help me in the home. Like unless we're both, because you're talking about you don't want a man that's split the bills. You want someone that pays all the bills. So what's your degree gonna do at all? What is it doing? If we're not splitting the bills, which I'm a believer of a man pays all the bills. In my household, I pay all the bills. Okay, no problem. Whatever, unless I forget to pay one. But for the most part, I don't forget. So they get paid.
Yeah, no.
So if that's the case, then what are you bringing to the table? If you want a man to do all this, plus wife you, take you out, flaunt you, take you all around the world, all this fairy tale stuff, that's possible now. Don't get me wrong, I'm always on the plane. What are you doing? What are you bringing? What are you doing for me? Besides smoke. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Smoke free zone.
Smokes, what are you doing? What are you doing to make my life smooth?
Yeah, this is not possible.
It's not possible.
This is not possible.
So don't stop thinking that just because you got the vagina, that's a good enough answer. Because the way y'all value men are differently. Finance, looks, right? So that's what he's bringing to the table. His money, his looks, his ability to provide and all that, that's what he's bringing to the table. Because that's what you're requesting. So when we ask you the same thing, you better have a better answer than just, I got a big butt. That's my three.
You can't pay in big booty.
No, big booty payments are not possible.
Big booty payments. So
Big booty payments are not
paying
possible.
booty?
No, they're not possible.
All right. Well, you heard it here.
Because ass is free.
Ass is free.
Ass is free.
And ass is good.
Ass is good all the time.
Ass is good. And ass is free.
You can get booty anytime you want. Well, a man, listen, let me tell you something. A man, I said this yesterday. A man does not get excited.
You running for president?
Does not get excited for vagina because it's easy access. The ones that do are the ones that aren't used to getting it. So you can't come at a man that has easy access. The women are just pouring it like cereal. Just a big ass bowl of vagina with milk on it. So you can't.
He got time today, y'all.
You can't just offer that.
He got time today.
I got time today. I'm tapping hold this shit in for 10 episodes.
You okay, brother?
I'm good.
You okay,
I'm
bro?
good.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
good. I'm just saying, stop it, man. Just stop it. This is why this war is not going to end. It's
There's definitely a war going on.
It's a war. It's a war.
There's definitely a war going on.
And especially between black
men and
black women. Yes, it's a huge war, and no one's gonna budge because y'all want a old generation type dude. Y'all keep requesting that,
But you want to act in a new
but
generation
you want to act in
way.
that doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And so when a man said he wants to pay half, that's him adapting to your new generation.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep. That's them facts.
It's facts.
That's facts.
So like my brother said, I got time today. So I'm
You got time.
it's gonna be some controversy.
How you feel about monogamy?
I don't feel as human beings,
As men.
men.
We don't want to speak for women.
Okay,
but
for men, I don't think men are meant. Alpha males aren't meant to be with one woman
sexually. Okay.
I don't. Is it possible?
Yeah,
Yes.
anything's
Yes,
possible.
it's possible. Does it happen? Yes, it does.
It's possible.
But I don't think
it's not. It's definitely not natural.
I don't think it's natural. I don't think look at every living thing on this earth,
Yeah.
right? Humans are the only ones that put this restrictions,
pressure
on monogamy. So you look at it like this, and I was giving the sisters grief earlier, but I'm seeing more and more sisters adapting to that, where the poly life is more, they're accepting that more because they're starting to understand. Maybe it's a younger thing and they're looking at it as fun. Could be, but I see more and more sisters actually adapting to that. But for the most part, for men, we have, if a man, think about it from all the way back to ancient times, kings and in Africa, they have they still do that over there, multiple wives, because it works. It works.
Yeah, because they understand that the marriage is for posterity's sake, right? For having kids and continuing the line, for business reasons or for partnership. They have the marriage, but then the extracurricular things where the king has all the concubines and all that kind of stuff. That was just kind of just the thing. He didn't love them. He loved
his wife.
Yeah.
So it's not a natural thing for one person, and I'm speaking for men, and I'm speaking, I can't speak for all men, but this is how I feel, that for them just to have one wife forever, or in one relationship forever.
Whoa. You saying having one wife or having one sexual partner?
Sexual. Well, I'm saying what I mean by that is, in cases like in Africa and stuff like that, they have multiple wives and they have sex probably not all together, but he's able to dip and dab.
I really, now this is where me and you have a fork in the road. I really don't understand why somebody would want more than one wife.
Well, but it depends on what country you're in.
Damn that.
If you get an American wife, hell no. You don't want two American wives? Hell no. But I see your point because, having wives before at one point, just knowing, multiple wives would probably be a headache. But,
nothing but additional smoke.
But I just think, just having one sexual partner, period,
It's difficult.
It's really difficult.
It's difficult for
men.
and men have struggled with it since the beginning
Yes.
of time. Literally, since the
All this
beginning
damn
of time.
testosterone.
Yeah. You just walking around here and just the hunter,
Yes.
thing is operating in you
Alpha,
all the time,
yeah,
and you're
we're-
constantly having to suppress that and push it down, and then every once in a while a man will slip up or something like that.
Exactly.
And
then
then
slips.
Yeah, and then it's hell to pay with his wife, and
Yep.
he's doing half and doing this,
Yep.
But I don't think there's enough emphasis put on the fact that men are doing everything in their power
Not to get burnt up.
to not be roasted out
Yeah,
here.
roasted up. Yeah,
man. A lot of dudes. So shout out to the men who are out here married, trying to do their thing, trying to be monogamous, trying to do all this unnatural shit.
Yeah,
shout
and
out.
they make it seem like, and the thing about it is, I don't think the women don't know how hard it is. Like, unless you're a weak ass dude. Like, don't get me wrong. Now, it's a bunch of weak ass dudes that.
They weak if they don't want to be with.
No, they're weak because no women are looking their way. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you bring up a good point, bro. You bring up a good point because these things aren't created equal.
No.
So you will have some dudes that'll counter what we're saying and be like, well, no, that's not right, and you should be doing X, Y, Z, and you need to be a good man. That blah, 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 blah. However that's defined. But in many cases, it's men who don't got the same problems.
No,
as
we do not
different
have
men.
the same issues.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like I'm saying, we are hot commodities. So when you're a hot thing, you're a hot commodity, you're gonna have more attention than a normal Joe Schmo that all he does is play Xbox Live all day because ain't no woman looking for him.
And we see this with athletes and stuff all the time. Like
Yes.
when Tiger Woods went through the shit he went through, I was one of the few people that was looking at the TV like, man, somebody pray for that dude. I feel bad for him.
Yes.
And this is why. Anybody want to criticize Tiger Woods, you ain't walked 2 steps in that man's shoes. That man was going to his hotels and women were already there. I don't even know how they got in.
Trap entanglement.
So until you have the same problems as somebody else, don't try to act as though you would have done different if you were in their situation. I can't stand that.
Well, and then I'm gonna throw a disclaimer out there. We're not saying someone else's way is the wrong way.
No, we're not advocating for one way or another. We're just
Okay.
pointing out the fact that
Right.
it's a fact that men struggle more with monogamy than our female
And I
counterparts.
think I think as soon as women really start to understand that, you will probably see more marriages. You will, and because now all of a sudden he's not trying to, he's living his truth.
He ain't ducking and
He
diving.
ain't ducking and diving,
Yeah.
and he's living his truth. His woman is aware of his truth.
And he'll probably treat you better.
He'll
to be
treat
honest.
you damn because he's gonna appreciate the fact that you know about him, that you understand who he is. So he's gonna treat and as long I'm not saying. See, this is probably gonna be another episode because we have to literally dumb it down for people in some cases because they're gonna take this and they're going to just.
Oh, they'll take bites of
Bites of what we were saying.
and be arguing.
It's gonna be
conversation stuff we didn't
they
say.
hear something
We're
completely
not
different.
advocating for any one lifestyle. We're just pointing out the difficulties as it relates to
I'm
relationships.
gonna put disclaimer on the damn disclaimer.
Put disclaimer on the disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Listen to the whole podcast.
Yes.
Don't just take little pieces out and want to come back and argue.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. But no, just in all seriousness, I don't feel like monogamy is something that's meant for everybody.
Look, it's certainly not natural
It's not
for
natural.
men. Because if it were natural, it wouldn't be this damn difficult
No.
to do.
No.
And I don't know too many men personally that are, what most would consider like decent men, good-looking guys that have not had struggles with this at some point.
Listen.
Yeah.
We know people. A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Okay? And these are good brothers.
Good guys.
Good guys.
By any measurement that you can
Good
come up
guys.
with. Good guys.
Good fathers.
Yep. Great fathers. Take care of their kids. We ain't talking
All
about
that.
sorry ass dudes that
All
just
that.
around here having babies all over the place.
Yep.
Good
They're
dudes.
talking about the weak dudes. I'm talking about stand-up guys.
Solid dudes.
Solid guys that have experienced this.
Yeah.
And they're probably still going through it today.
To the day that the vitamin V stops working.
Yes. So I don't know. You know, I just, it is what it is. You know, I do know this. Anyone that does get married, I hope they don't end up with a wife like Jada.
Jada is an alpha male.
That bingo. Jada is, and here's the thing though, right? I usually say, I've noticed I'm saying that every episode. I feel Jada.
I have no problem with.
Only thing I have a problem
go ahead.
with Jada is the public embarrassment.
I was gonna say the same thing. Conceptually, I have no problem with what Jada and Will are doing because that works for them.
Yep.
And they're open and honest about the fact that that works for them. I can't hate on that. No. So people try to always put everybody in this box and say, you know, marriage means this. No, marriage means whatever it means to the people that have to be in that marriage.
But see, Jada is experiencing what men usually experience in a marriage.
Yeah.
She publicly said that she was not marriage material, and Will did it anyway. So that's your fault.
I mean, that is on him on some level.
Yeah.
I mean, she revealed who she was on some level.
Yeah. So now, if that's the case, you know, you made the decision to marry her anyways, and now you have to deal with the consequences. But to your point, she's definitely an alpha male. Female that's portraying male, because he just sits back and allows it to happen. Like, I personally don't, there's no way. There's absolutely no way I would have flipped that damn red table over. Like, who the heck, what?
Listen, if Will is cool with it, he like it, I love it.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm just saying there's absolutely no way.
That's between them.
That's not me.
I think people need to have the courage to define their own marriage, their own relationship, and stop letting societal pressure dictate to you what marriage is supposed to look like or what it doesn't look like.
But the problem is, right? This is what happens when everyone is so public with their shit, because
I don't agree with what
you don't embarrass.
Put everybody's shit out.
You do not embarrass your spouse.
No.
You do not. Not in like, you might do something behind the scenes that's going to be between you and them, and y'all gonna work that out. But as far as like a public thing and everybody sitting there laughing at this man or laughing at her, like, come on, man.
Yeah, that don't need to be.
Nah, I ain't doing that, bro. You ain't about to have the whole world laughing at. I'm a grown. See, this is where I have a problem, because I'm sitting there, my ego is probably way too big to allow it. But you ain't gonna be laughing at me like everybody laughing at me.
Yeah, and in their situation, I kind of feel like things wouldn't have become as public if other people outside of the marriage weren't airing stuff. So when August Alsina came out with the things he came out with, I feel like, I thought that was some weak shit. But
definitely weak
I
shit.
feel like this is Will and Jada's attempt to take their power back and get out in front of anything else that can come out.
Even after the entanglement thing.
Yeah.
Right? Even after that, I feel like I didn't necessarily feel that she was... I feel like she didn't care. Like, I just feel like, okay, I didn't care that I just embarrassed you. That's the vibe that I get from Jada. So but then again, I don't know, man. I don't really watch that stuff too well. I just pretty much go off of what I read and what little clips in here and there. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's crazy.
Don't end up with a chick like Jada. That's all I'm saying. Get you a woman. Jada has an Adam's apple.
You are tripping. Will and Jada, I got no beef.
Yeah, I got all the beef.
But what y'all doing? Y'all live your best life.
No, for real. Live your best life. Do you. Do you. So I'm looking at a half-empty glass of Antica.
Any more questions?
No, that's it, man.
That was a loaded question, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very low. That's why we were so long-winded, and we went almost an hour talking about it.
Damn, has it been almost an hour?
Yeah, so,
Yeah, you got a lot to say.
No, I've been holding on to it, man, because I get questions all the time about marriage, like, because a lot of people assume that I'm married, and I'm like, I'm not married. She's a wonderful woman, but I'm not married, and I did it before, and it was, you know, it's funny, man. We should probably get more married people on the show. For like, if we have this topic ever again, like married and divorced people, because I'm telling you, if you've been married before, if you get married again, it's a freaking miracle. It's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
It's a miracle. If you get married twice after the first time, it's a miracle. That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
Is it possible? Hell yeah, it's possible.
No,
Anything's
it
possible.
requires
There's no
a lot.
such thing as 100% anything,
It requires a
but
lot.
it requires a lot.
And most people aren't prepared for it.
No, they're not.
And get the fantasy out of your head.
Yeah. So,
The shit's real.
so with that being said, that was a great episode.
We salute you.
We salute you.
Good luck out there. Get rid of the Disney bullshit and plant your feet on earth and know what you're getting into. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you say. And this Weller Antique is fire. And that's all I got to say, man. You guys have a great day, great night, and peace out.
Would you care for a dram?